I'm trying to find out what happened. Okay, wasn't you just talking to her? Can she provide all them information to you?
Well, let me ask you this. What I was just talking to her. What if she told me that you beat the out of her and you jumped on top of her and started punching her in the face? Should I just go ahead and take that?
Okay, but don't you know?
It's your side of the story. Give your side.
All these restrictions, but you want to be great. Being great is really pushing the envelope. You know what I'm saying?
Gervonta "Tank" Davis has finally broken his silence after reports of his arrest and the shocking cancellation of his upcoming fight with Jake Paul. Sources reveal that Tank now faces a new civil lawsuit involving serious domestic violence allegations, putting his career under intense scrutiny. While his coach and team have remained largely quiet, the controversy has cast major doubt on Jake Paul's highly anticipated November 14th event, which now hangs in the balance as promoters dig deeper into the investigation surrounding Davis's troubling situation.
He's a lightweight. By all means, to make a few quid and nobody gets hurt, then great. But I think what I think it's just absolutely ridiculous, farcical. Who wants to watch that exhibition? Gervonta Davis is in his prime years. Why is he wasting his time? Why is that having a rematch with the fella he got a draw with? Why is he not fighting? Why is he not going up a weight and fighting Lopez and Garcia's and them fighters? Why is he fighting Jake Paul in an exhibition? I get the money's great, but he's in the prime years. It's the best year. This is where he can become. Maybe you don't want to be an all-time great. Maybe you don't want to do all that. Maybe he wants to.
A shocking civil lawsuit filed in Miami. Dade has accused Gervonta "Tank" Davis of multiple serious offenses, including battery, aggravated battery, false imprisonment, kidnapping, and the intentional infliction of emotional distress. These explosive allegations, if proven true, could have devastating consequences for both his personal life and boxing career. According to the latest updates, this case remains a civil action rather than a criminal one. So far, no new criminal charges have been filed in connection to this complaint, but the situation continues to unfold under intense public scrutiny.
WBC lightweight world champion Gervonta "Tank" Davis was arrested earlier this week for closed fist slapping his daughter's mother. What's closed fist slapping? You like that? Bro, you can't be closed fist slapping women. You can't be slapping women at all. But don't you know your hand is like Thor's hammer? Bro, you can go to jail for even flipping somebody, man. Don't you got a fight coming up? Or are you trying to ruin your career? Maybe.
Right now, Gervonta "Tank" Davis has not issued any lengthy public statement explaining his side of the story. Instead, the first response came indirectly through his close circle. His coach briefly commented that Davis is doing great and that the team is trying to figure out what's going on. It was a short and cautious remark, clearly intended to keep Tank out of the media chaos while his legal and promotional teams handle the rapidly developing situation behind the scenes. Meanwhile, Jake Paul's Most Valuable Promotions, MVP, officially confirmed that they have launched an internal investigation following the lawsuit's emergence. Their statement emphasized that MVP condemns any form of violence, adding that they are gathering information and will determine next steps once the review is complete. This means that, technically, the fight remains on the official schedule, but with growing uncertainty. Insiders are already suggesting that the November 14th event is likely cancelled, not merely postponed. Journalist Day Mara added fuel to the speculation with an update on X, saying she's about 80% certain the fight won't take place as planned. Originally, the highly anticipated match was set to be held in Atlanta's State Farm Arena, but organizers later shifted the venue to Miami to amplify the hype. The matchup promised a perfect storm for modern boxing, a viral internet sensation clashing with a world-class fighter, merging entertainment spectacle with old-school boxing grit.
When a fairly novice Jake Paul made a wish list of future opponents, and right in the middle of that list was Gervonta "Tank" Davis. Many laughed at the time, and some still can't believe we're here. But these two young men are the face of boxing for Gen Z and Gen Alpha. They are the two biggest boxers in America, and they are putting it all on the line. One has the speed, the skill, the accuracy, and the one-punch knockout power. The other has the size, the force, and the unbreakable confidence to make this must-see Netflix. The size difference is obvious.
The matchup between Gervonta Tank Davis and Jake Paul carried extra intrigue because of its unusual rules and massive size difference. Davis, a dominant lightweight champion who typically competes between 135 and 140 pounds, was set to face Paul, who had moved comfortably into cruiserweight territory. During the press conference, it was revealed that the fight would take place at a 195-pound limit with 12-ounce gloves, an arrangement that raised eyebrows across the boxing world. Davis openly questioned the fairness of the rule set and the size gap, while fans buzzed over the novelty and spectacle of the event. A packed arena seemed inevitable, and a sellout could have cemented it as one of the year's biggest boxing attractions.
Oh, I want Tank Davis to knock his block off. I'm sick of the Paul brothers, both of them. I can't stand either one of them. And I know I'll get parted with emails. He's jealous. Oh, I'm not jealous of them. I care less how much money they make. I don't like their attitude. I don't like the way they conduct themselves. I don't like the way they think, you know.
Boxing fans across social media are growing increasingly skeptical of Gervonta Tank Davis, accusing him of avoiding elite competitors like Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez in favor of a high-paying showdown with Jake Paul. Many argue that Davis is prioritizing money and mainstream fame over genuine athletic challenges, suggesting his recent choices reflect business motives rather than the pursuit of legacy. The criticism has sparked heated debate within the boxing community, dividing fans over whether Tank is protecting his record or simply cashing in on popularity.
We wouldn't go everybody like Push Peterson, no Keyshawn Davis, no Teofimo Lopez, no certain dudes. You know what I'm talking about? You gotta think and look at Davis' whole career. He made some bread. But at the end of the day, all that bread he made, when it's all said and done, he ain't gonna get no respect from his peers. Because we gonna look down his resume and we gonna be like, he was trash, he was some trash, he was some trash, he was alright, but he was never like that. He was okay. He was some trash, he was some trash.
Originally, Gervonta Tank Davis was expected to face Lamont Roach in a much-anticipated rematch after their first encounter ended in a controversial majority draw. Fans saw it as the perfect chance for Davis to settle unfinished business and reinforce his boxing legacy with a definitive victory. However, when the opportunity to fight Jake Paul surfaced, offering a far bigger payday and worldwide exposure, Davis's team quickly shifted gears. Reports indicate that Tank could earn an astounding $50 million from the Paul fight, a sum that dwarfs what most traditional matchups could generate. While veteran analysts like Stephen A. Smith didn't directly criticize the decision, they noted how it reflects the changing landscape of modern boxing, where financial incentives and celebrity appeal often outweigh legacy-driven competition. For Davis, this isn't just another fight. It's a global spectacle that could expand his brand far beyond the boundaries of hardcore boxing fans, merging fame, fortune, and fighting in one massive crossover event.
He's in a division where he's got killers all in his division. You know, Shakur, Haney, who's 147. You know, you look at Teo, for example, Keyshawn, and then you choose to fight someone like Paul. Surely that's a concern when you do look at it like that.
Yeah, but again, it's the world we're in. If you can get huge amount of money to fight someone who's never boxed really before, you're going to do it. You know, Floyd Mayweather boxed Logan Paul with a huge weight disparity.
He was done by then.
I know.
He was done. Like, this is an active world champion.
But it's the world we're in.
Yeah.
And that's the truth. You know, when it comes down to it. It's just like Conor McGregor fighting Floyd Mayweather. Two completely different sports. Was the biggest pay-per-view in recent times, wasn't it? Maybe if ever.
Yeah, those are like different comparisons, though, if you think about it. Do you not like?
Yeah, but the sport's in a wild place, isn't it? That's just, like, I'm just like the reality of where we are, you know. And can't really say much when we're talking about Jake Paul fighting Anthony Joshua at the same time.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you think Tank should get stripped of his title?
Yeah, I think anyone who, just in general, doesn't defend their title to do something else should get stripped because it shouldn't hold the belts up. You know, in any, like, I think that should be the reality in anything. You know, if you're not going to defend your belts or you're not defending, sometimes there's the rules, obviously, if you fight for a belt at a higher weight, you can retain the belt until there. If you're not, don't have intention of defending the belts, you shouldn't hold the belts up. People should get the opportunity to fight for them.
What happened with the failed negotiations between AJ and Jake Paul?
I think anything's still possible. That was always discussed for next year. You know, this fight's November. early part of next year.
The chaos surrounding Jake Paul versus Gervonta Tank Davis has left the boxing world split between disbelief and fascination. Carl Froch's blunt reaction called it an absolute joke, revealing how close Jake was to sealing a fight with Anthony Joshua before pivoting to the much smaller Davis, a move Froch viewed as pure spectacle over substance. Yet, behind the scenes, Most Valuable Promotions co-founder Nakisa BEDARIAN insists the matchup isn't a gimmick but a calculated decision born from years of build-up and a scrapped Canelo-Alvarez bout. He argues that while Jake carries the physical advantages, height, reach, and power, Davis's superior skill, timing, and experience make him the true danger in the ring. The fight, set for November 14th in Miami, has been promoted as a clash of styles and eras, where viral fame meets world-class technique. Critics like Joe Rogan and Paulie Malignaggi warn that Jake's inexperience will finally catch up to him against a prime fighter like Tank, whose precision and knockout power could end the spectacle early. Others, including UFC legend Daniel Cormier, believe Jake deserves credit for transforming boxing's marketing model and bringing millions of new eyes to the sport. Still, many insiders argue this fight blurs the line between professional competition and entertainment hype. The risk for Jake is monumental. One mistake, and his image as a serious boxer could shatter overnight. But if he wins, it would redefine his legacy forever. So, what do you think? Is this fight falling apart due to low demand or a masterstroke in promotion? Drop your thoughts below and tell us who you've got. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more explosive updates from the wild world of boxing.